Dear students, this is the e-content for the program Bachelor of Social Work. The subject is Basic Sociological Concepts of the first semester of Mangalore University, and the session number is 18. The topic for this session is Types of Social Organization, and since this topic has been dealt in two sessions, this is the part 2 of this topic, that is the types of social organization. So let us begin with a recap of the previous class. Students understood the characteristics of the formal type of social organization. The learning objective for this session is to understand the informal type of social organization. The expected session outcome is that the students understand about the informal type of social organization. So basically there are two types of social organization: formal organization and informal organization. Let us try to understand the meaning of informal organization. Informal organizations are small groups, and the members of the group are tied to each other personally. For example, gangs, cliques, peer groups, friendship groups, bands, etc. So let us try to have a look at the characteristics of informal organizations. So some of the important characteristics are informal and face-to-face relations, then mutual aid, cooperation, and companionship. So let us try to understand the interrelationship between formal and informal organizations. So the first point is that they are not mutually exclusive. For example, a formal organization such as a state may include innumerable informal organizations such as cliques, gangs, friendship groups, etc. The second point is that no formal organization by itself is sufficient to achieve its goals. Any formal organization functions best when it is supported by the informal organizations. So now let us have a look at some of the differences between formal and informal organizations. So the formal organization is a status comprises of a status relationship, whereas in informal organizations it is a personal relationship. Whereas prestige is attached to the status in formal organization, esteem is associated with the persons in informal organizations. In formal organizations, authority is present, whereas in informal organizations, leadership is present. In formal organizations, superordination and subordination is an important feature, whereas in informal organizations, dominance and submission are the important features. In formal organizations, norms are written in the form of rules, regulations, laws, contracts, constitution, etc., whereas in informal organizations, norms are subtle in the form of customs, morals, folkways, beliefs, etc. The formal organizations are relatively permanent and stable, whereas the informal organizations are not very permanent. In the formal organizations, interaction and communication are indirect, intimate, and goal-oriented, whereas in informal organizations, the interaction and communication are direct, face-to-face, and intimate. The formal organizations resemble the secondary group, whereas the informal organizations resemble the primary group. The formal organizations are comparatively more inflexible, whereas informal organizations are comparatively more flexible. The formal organizations are bigger in size, and the informal organizations are smaller in size. The formal organizations are more complex, whereas the informal organizations are less complex. So let us have a look at the session summary. The types of social organizations include formal and informal organizations. The informal organizations are characterized by various characteristics such as informal and face-to-face relations, mutual aid, cooperation, and companionship. So let us have a look at some of the multiple choice questions. The first multiple choice question is that the characteristics of informal social organization includes criteria such as A. Informal and face-to-face relations, B. Mutual aid, C. Both A and B, and D. None of the above. And the right answer is C. Both A and B. The second question says the characteristics of informal social organization includes criteria such as A. Cooperation, B. Companionship, C. Both A and B, and D. None of the above. And the right answer is C. Both A and B. The third MCQ says examples of informal social organizations include A. Bank, B. University, C. Gangs, and D. Trade unions. And the right answer is C. Gangs. The fourth MCQ says examples of informal social organizations include A. Peer groups, B. Bands, C. Both A and B, and D. None of the above. And the right answer is C. Both A and B. The fifth MCQ says informal organizations resemble A. the primary group, B. the secondary group, C. both A and B, D. none of the above. And the right answer is A. the primary group. So this is the book referred to for the preparation of material for this PPT, and the students may benefit from by referring this book for a better understanding of this topic. Thank you.